Welcome to Following Funnel Force. I'm Brent Stone. I've got my business partner here with me, Glen Martin. Glen, say hi to everybody.
Well, what's up, guys? My name is Glen Martin, and as Brent already said, we have been business partners and are business partners with Funnel Force, and I'm excited to be here.
We're excited that you're here. This is really cool. I've had really a fun time with Carrie moderating here in the past. I'm going to do some moderating today and just kind of go over some of the stuff that rehash some things. I want to hear for the listener's sake. I want you to share a little bit on your background and talk a little bit about, that, because that's important, but then also hop into some different things that we've got going on right now, because we've got this journey that we've been on that I've been talking about with Carrie on just, where we started, what we did along the way. And we're going to cover some of where we are today after we introduce you. So it'll be really good.
Absolutely. I mean, I have a fairly interesting background, which I'm not going to dive into all the nooks and crannies of it, because it just take a long time. But I grew up on a farm in Pennsylvania, and so I have just an old country boy background. I'm that guy that I like listening to country music. That was something I enjoyed. That's just who I was, just a country boy. And I kind of transitioned, obviously, from being on the farm to getting married, working in concrete services. Then from that, I went into, excavation services. So just your normal country guy, I guess, is a good way to say it. And I wanted to do something different where I was able to not only help more people, but also not, be in a spot where 45, 50 years old, I've been, breaking my back doing construction work, which I think is amazing. I just wanted to start putting some things in place. And I ended up actually working for a consulting company for a fairly short stint of time. If you look at my, all of the things that I've done, but this is a consulting company that's done really, really well in the coaching space. And I was able to come in there and work in a sales role, kind of a general manager role in that company. It was a lot of fun, did really well. And, it was kind of on the back of that, we ended up starting and partnering together, Brent and I, with Funnel Force. And, we've had a pretty fun journey with that since, June, July timeframe of 2021.
Yeah, that's right. And we spent a lot of time piloting some of the things that we thought were really good ideas, and some of them were really good ideas, and some of them were not good ideas. And I talked about in previous episodes, we've been sold things, we've been taken advantage of, and we've definitely bought things that, we haven't really used, but that's all part of the journey. And that gives us a lot of value in the space where we're at now, because we get to help new local. When I say local, I think it deserves clarification. Local as in local to you as a listener. We're not looking to help somebody that's within, an hour radius of where we live in Harrisonburg, Virginia, but local to you, wherever you're listening from in the continental U.S., that is where we want to help you. We're not trying to create more competition for ourselves. However, we are certainly trying to level the playing field between you and all of the internet businesses that are out there currently. So being able to do that, I think, is going to be really, really big. And that's our goal. So with some of the stuff that we're going to talk about, I know that Carrie was asking me, what some of the smaller businesses are excited about that are in our area that are buying from us, Glen. Maybe you can speak to that a little bit more, give a different perspective than what I told Carrie, and I would love to hear. So what are some of the small businesses in our area excited about from us?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, when you look at the world of digital marketing and advertising and all these different things, there's like 1,000 ways that you can go as a company. And that's, we've kind of alluded to it different times in some of our material that we've kind of done that gamut. But what we started to realize that people really cater to is social media, programmatic geofencing display ads, and some SEO and things of that nature are where we have found that local companies are trying to find digital marketers that are doing these things. And what we didn't even realize when we started our company was that even in our area, there was no local digital marketers. And so we had to come in blind a little bit to what our local area needed. And they were outsourcing things like social media, things like ads, things like SEO work that we knew we were really good at and we could fill those shoes of. And they were so excited that they could actually shake the hand of someone that lives in our town of Harrisonburg and they could actually have a relationship. And so those are things that we've done really well in our local market with. And it's been really fun to just develop those relationships and show them who we are, that we care, and we're going to deliver a really good product.
Yeah, totally. It's interesting. I know that there's in a lot of places there's people that have access to digital ad services through the internet. They're getting served ads all the time as a small business. Anybody, if you're searching right now, how do I do SEO myself? How do I manage a social media campaign, or find somebody in some foreign country to do this for me or something like that? Because people do this stuff, right? And they don't realize that it comes with a lot of extra baggage that they don't necessarily sign up for. You're going to get served ads from companies that are trying to sell you stuff. They don't live near you. They don't, maybe they do. Maybe it's, if you live local to us and you're listening to this, you probably got ads from us, but that's a different scenario. What I'm trying to get at is we're trying to promote the local aspect. And there are some other people in our local market that do sell some digital products, but a lot of the time they're represented by a much larger firm, much larger company that's national or whatever the case is. And there's nothing wrong with that. We're just local business. And I have a long running background in the advertising world. And we're trying to take care of clients in this, day and age where a lot of people are just trying to shop online and do those things. But I think it's the time and space where people are getting fed up with not knowing who they can trust from these ads they click on. I think that people are getting into a space where they just don't know that they're going to get delivered a result that they're happy paying for. And that's why I think that the local agency model is so good. I tell you what, so one of the big things that Carrie and I spoke about last episode was just explaining a little bit on the CRM, the robust CRM that we have, our ProForce product. And I hit things from my perspective, Glenn, but I know that you spent a lot of time, many hours, helping to improve and develop and integrate in other softwares and other things just to make this so good. We've had conversations with Carrie, for one of her previous organizations she did work with. She was a Salesforce Power user, and she thought that the software looked really, really good when she got into it and worked her way around. And, ProForce just does so much compared to a lot of other platforms out there. What would you say anything regarding, like ProForce, to like what our end goal is with that for our customers, and what we're trying to do just to help people, save efficiency from their staff and basically help them make more money, really?
Yeah, I mean, when you look at the world of CRMs, there's, I joke about other things being behind every bush. There's a CRM behind every bush. And in the world of marketing. And what we wanted to really put together was, when it comes to business, there's a subscription for this, there's a gadget for this, there's another thing for something else. And trying to piece all these things together is very complicated, especially for business owners that just want to get in there, get something done, and go about their work and serve their customers. And the quick word that I would tell you about ProForce would be, we are trying to become, and we have already done a really good job of it, of being an all-in-one marketing tool. A lot of businesses, I think, don't have visibility of what's going on inside their company. They talk to this person, this conversation happened, they closed this deal, this they don't know where all these things are, and their salespeople have conversations on their personal cell phones, on their personal emails, even though they try to keep it business. And things can get convoluted. They don't know where to find this information. And if you can bring all that into one system, so that a sales manager can track everything. They can follow conversations. They can help struggling salespeople. They can look at, why is this salesperson closing 50% of their deals and this guy's only closing 5%? Visibility and seeing what is visible in a company just from a sales perspective is one aspect of our CRM, but then the aspect of having all the conversations through email, text message, Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger, all these things can be in one place with the same customer. Now you're not losing data. And I get really excited about this because I see so many companies spending $1,500, $1,800 plus for a software that really could be, maybe 100, 200, $300 that they could use. And we're talking about having access to social media manager. We're talking about, having a Google manager to manage your Google reviews, and having, there's so many things. I could go for a long time talking about all the nooks and crannies that we have, but that all-in-one marketing software is really where we're at in the visibility. And that's not only going to save companies money, it's going to make them hundreds of thousands of dollars as they integrate their products and systems and their salespeople into our system. And so it's a lot of fun. And we have a good time with it.
It's awesome. Yeah, there's so much there. I mean, we've tried a lot of different things, and I think one of the best directions we ever went with this was just being able to just dive into the back end and really look at, what are the capabilities of what we have versus what some of the better things are on the market, and how can we not only be a competitor, but really deliver a lot more user ability, the ability to do things above and beyond, what they would have to pay for multiple subscriptions for, I think is a huge selling point. For people to be able to save right away, probably more than what they're going to be paying for the subscription for using what we have. Right away, it's a no-brainer. It's an automatic, hey, let's buy this software. It's not, hey, do we have to justify the cost? The cost is already justified. You actually are saving money every single month if you don't run all the subscriptions in some cases. And that's just, you can't beat that. So I know I'm excited about that for sure. But we have some other things that have happened here over the last couple of months. We, thanks to you, Glenn, basically developing this new proprietary system for doing some additional services that we had not really considered offering before, but we made a pivot. And because of some of the success that we've had, we've put together our local agency blueprint cohort, and we have that, but we also have a waiting list now, and we have a course that has just been produced. So for people maybe not wanting to invest the total dollar amount into live, helping, basically someone to like take your hand and, walk you through this success journey, being able to just buy something for, a fraction of the cost, and then go through it yourself. That's pretty cool. Do you want to tell anybody listening that, if they have an interest in doing something with more of like a course focus where they can kind of self-lead themselves through, you want to tell them a little bit about what we've done to put that course together?
Yeah, well, I mean, we didn't script this, so I'm just, for me, when he said, "What
Yeah.
have we done?" We spent a lot of time behind camera talking. That's what we've done to put it together. But what have we actually done? Well, we've spent a lot of money on mistakes that we've made in our business. We've spent a lot of time. I mean, I've spent countless hours researching product, figuring things out, trying to, all the things to make business work better. And I believe that we live in a world where everybody wants to make money from home. Everybody wants to create income from their cell phone. Everybody wants to live this like laptop lifestyle, which sounds amazing, but when it actually comes down to growing a business, those particulars are never going to change. Business is not easy. It's not for everyone. And we wanted to say, how could we help that aspiring entrepreneur or someone that's maybe already in business? How could you grow a marketing agency featuring yourself with a product or service that you determine you want to be the best at without having to spend tens of thousands of dollars on just figuring things out. And so we put together a course that outlines what we've done, things that we've used, companies that we partnered with, that can allow you to not only save yourself a ton of time just in that front, but also save yourself a ton of money where you're not spending money on all these things. I mean, one thing about Brent and I, we are marketers, but we also are very easy to market too. And so we've done what a lot of people do is we've bought this gadget over here because it sounded like it's going to help us, and we bought this over here, and some of those were good, some of them were really bad, and we don't want you to have to do that. And so that course just really, it outlines the good things that we've done and the good investments that we've made, which will allow you to start that business. When I say shoestring budget, that's what I mean. When you look at starting a business that can service your local market, a lot of times you're thinking of office space, buying a building, buying all these monitors and desks and all these things. And now here you go, you're out 50, 100, $150,000 and you haven't even brought in a client yet. Our goal is to show you how, with just a small investment of a course and using your local area, but the tools that you already have, how you can grow a very profitable business that leverages your time and expertise. So,
Yeah, totally. It's funny you're talking about that. It's so many people, and they want to tell you how successful they've been and how many millions of dollars they've made and all this stuff, which is fine. And that's great. We're just not scared to tell you about the mistakes, because it's just more about being real with our clients. Like, if someone's going to come to us and get coaching from us, we're going to tell them about the good things, but we're also going to probably lead with the things they shouldn't do, if they want to protect their capital right from the get-go. And I'm not saying that other people don't do that, but the way that people market themselves, I'd be surprised who does do that. I don't know. I know we do that, so that's really just something for everyone to chew on that's listening. But one of the other things that I think is really pertinent now is that, because we've been able to kind of zero in a little bit more on some of the programmatic over the years, and we got known for that in our local area for doing programmatic and doing our Pro4 software to be able to help local businesses. Now, the beginning of this year, Glenn really was looking at some of the success that we had over last year and then this year, and through doing a lot of research and boots on the ground type of activity, he's developed a team of people that works with us, for us, to be able to help with doing lead generation. And that's something that I don't think we ever really considered we were going to get into ourselves, but man, is it really effective the way Glenn figured out how to do it. And, it blows my mind, honestly. He's shared success stories with me from some clients on, what that looks like and, what we're doing for them. And it's really incredible. But I was hoping, Glenn, you could maybe speak to some of this, where, I usually talk about, especially in the module, we'll give them a freebie really quick. And in one of the parts of the course, we talk about basically picking one or two products you want to get really good at. Well, we did that. And that doesn't mean that you can't add more products later on, but we really encourage people not to be known for more than one or two things that they do really, 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 really well. And that just helps your marketing dollars go further in the very beginning, and that just helps your reputation, because you get well known for one or two things and people can refer you very easily. But once you get really good at those things and get well known for those things, you can look at other options. And Glenn developed this proprietary process for lead generation that is really unlike anything I've really taken a look at. And that says a lot, because I know people in the space and they do a very good job. And now we're doing a really good job. And it's really neat being able to watch that for businesses, and then them being able to utilize our software on the back end to be able to carry on those results and remarket to these new leads that we bring into their pipeline for them, and to be able to create new sales and raise their bottom line and create new budgets based on growth and other things. So there's just a lot there. So I guess how would you speak to that, Glenn? Because you were doing a lot towards the end of December, January, and you started doing some experimenting and beta testing some things, and you found this new system. Not that we want to disclose all the all the trade secrets, but at the same time, how did you come to this space mentally where you're like, hey, this is a great idea. We should do this to help people.
Well, yeah, that's a great question. One of the things that really sparked my process around this was, us having a bad financial experience in our company with someone that promised, really good leads and really good opportunities
Leads.
for us that never really went anywhere. And we spent a lot of money and we didn't really get anything out of it. Now, it's part of doing business. You're going to make some good investments. You're going to make some bad ones. But I've never really forgotten about that. And, that's been quite some time ago now. And I was like, all right, so if this is going on and there's people that are trusting a company that's not giving them the results that they need, how can we do this better? And, if I look back at my history of business and life, lead generation, I wouldn't have said was like my most favorite thing to do or even good thing to do. Like I wasn't that great at it. I was good at it and I could bring in business for myself, but it wasn't something that I would have just said, dude, that's my specialty. I can get leads out of a brick wall if I need to. Wasn't me. And so I really started to look at what's working, what's not working, how can we leverage platforms that are available, whether you're prospecting for local markets or not. And a lot of people, I think, look at some of these social media platforms as social media. And I think that understanding that social media is just about connecting people and looking at it as business media, there's a lot of opportunity there. And for us, that's been LinkedIn. LinkedIn's been a really cool tool that I've known about for a long time, never really was able to leverage the capabilities, but learning some of the things that we use now for our clients inside the LinkedIn platform and being able to kind of disrupt a market that is, otherwise probably not done very well from what I've seen. Not saying we're the best at it, but you know what, we're good and we do really, really well. And so using some of these tactics inside LinkedIn has allowed us to get in front of people that otherwise are almost non-existent to get in touch with. And so it's just been fun. And so for me, it's been, how did I get there? I guess to answer that question more specifically was, we had a really bad experience. And I was like, you know what? There's other people then that have had a bad experience as well. Why not come in and give someone a really good experience and let's test it. So I tested this, didn't work very well. Tried this, didn't work very well. Boom, this worked really, really good. And then we started using it and it worked really well and it continued to work well and it continued to work well. And then we brought on a client. I was like, let's test it with you. Man, worked great. And then we brought on another client, worked fantastic. And then it just kind of started from there. And that's when you do something for yourself and you have good results, you have faith in it. But when you do it for somebody else and you get really good results, now the belief and the faith in it's growing, and it's just really cool to see. So it's been fun. I mean,
Yeah.
it wasn't necessarily a money making thing for us right out of the gate. It was, how can we provide a better service that people can trust in? And that's how it's turned into a really good offer. And now we've got, multiple different offers under that package, and we can help people at a lot of different tiers in their business, whether they're starting up, whether they're established company. And it's just a lot of fun.
Well, it makes it, and this will be the last thing I say before we wrap up this episode, and maybe we'll look at talking about some of our testimonials the beginning of next episode, because I think there's some people that probably want to hear about some of that. But as we're looking to close this up, to me, there's been a lot of trial and error. There's been a lot of things that have been learned, but as we close this up, we've done a lot with putting together one or two really good things that we've done over time. Now we've got a couple more things that we've added to what we do as a business, and as we teach other people that are interested in running a local agency business, we have some different tools in our toolbox that we can not only we could coach them on, but we could actually give them the full blueprint. And that's something that we've worked really hard to create, something that we could duplicate to people at a distance from us, but absolutely help other people. We don't want to, take away in our own area necessarily, but we're also, we're trying to help other people that are, outside of our area do the exact same thing and level the playing field. And that's something that we're really excited about. So hope everyone has enjoyed today's episode. We're going to get into the next episode. We'll talk a little bit more about some of the testimonials that we've received from doing some of these new services. And then we'll go from there and, go on another journey talking about some other things that are relevant to the local area for us, but also hopefully for your local area. Maybe get some of your feedback. Would love for you to reach out to us and talk with us. But Glenn, thanks for joining us. This is so awesome. We'll see everyone next week.
You got it. Thanks for having me